Morning, everybody. Kevin here with Watch This with Joe and Kevin back on The Sopranos. The most predictable thing in the last episode happened. The young man whose name I always forget, who took a shot at Christopher to impress Richie, is dead. Tony's the one who killed him, and I really feel like Sal, based on where we've kind of come the last couple of episodes with him, is not going to really cooperate with the police, the FBI, to bury Tony. I know he's supposed to, so I kind of feel like I don't think he will. I think he's realizing how important Tony's been. He's been reminiscing a little bit when talking with AJ. He's really been emotionally going through it about it. So I do feel like he's going to have a tragic ending himself because he's not going to betray Tony, which makes it all the more sad. I assumed he was early on, and I assumed Tony was going to have to find out and was going to have to kill him too. Maybe he still does kill him, but I don't think Sal follows through. I think Sal is going to be a dead end with the FBI as far as convicting Tony of anything, which is probably why the show goes on as long as it does. Maybe Tony eventually does get caught, and that's how the show ends. But I don't think that's going to be anytime soon because I think this whole thing with Sal is not going to flesh out, and that's probably because Sal doesn't want it to. I still think also moving forward that there is the storm clouds are going to hit each other, right? There's going to be a conflict, a serious one, a lethal one between Richie and Tony. Tony might still harbor some ill feelings towards Richie about the whole shots taken at Christopher, but I definitely think the coat thing, plus Janice kind of squawking in Richie's ear about what he deserves and who he could be as a man, basically, are going to get to Richie. I think as we saw in the first season with Junior, Tony does kind of want to keep conflict down to a minimum where it's not completely necessary, right? It's bad for business. I don't think Tony's really looking to go to war with people in his own organization at all. The first one was kind of thrust on him by Junior via his mother, Olivia. And I feel like this one's going to be thrust on him again by Richie for a number of reasons. And Janice is going to be a part of that. And it's just a second generation of woman in Tony's life that's going to put him in harm's way for personal reasons. I don't really know why Janice is trying to push this conflict so much. It is her brother. They don't have the kind of adversarial, weird relationship historically that Olivia and Tony had. And I don't know, other than maybe she wants to be with Richie and wants Richie to be, his station to be better, why she's pushing this. But she is. Then again, she just might be stupid and just be talking out of turn, just saying, wow, you could be doing so much better, not really thinking as far ahead as Olivia did, as far as what the ramifications of that conversation could be. I don't know. But I do think the one thing, regardless, that Olivia and Janice have in common is they're both incredibly selfish and self-centered. So I don't think considering other people's feelings is really that important to them, even though they performatively, think about other people very well. But man, these are two women who are hard to love. I'm going to jump into it now, but I do want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. I'd like to give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Surya Gundavarapu, Weird Magic, Torgir Lingstad, and Emily. Thank you so much, guys. Really happy you're here with us. If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including Sopranos, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon if we're on YouTube. So if you get done watching the YouTube edits and would like to keep going, you can do it on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You will only see and hear me for copyright purposes.
You have to be absolutely 110% sure this is who you saw.
Oh.
Definitely the man I saw.
Have you ever seen him before?
No.
Doing what?
I'd heard gunshots, but I thought it was kids with firecrackers. And then when 2 men drove out in a car,
Whoa.
I'd hate myself if I didn't come forward and help you put these people behind bars.
Thanks to people like you, we may just do that.
So there's a witness to the murder. We didn't see him.
Mommy! Mommy!
Oh, yeah.
I can't turn my back for a minute.
I know what that's like. My little guy was a real cadet at his age.
Wow.
I've got the smallest amount of roots of anybody in the association.
Yeah, this is getting to him.
Meadow can take care of herself.
Why the sudden burst of fatherhood?
Can you say anything without it being sarcastic?
You're right, I'm sorry.
Good for her. Thinks he doesn't say that much.
Is absolutely linked to a boy's later capacity to manage frustrations, to explore new circumstances, and to do well in school.
Kid needs to toughen up.
Yeah, that's not exactly what she's saying at all, yeah.
I don't want another Christopher on my hands. I mean, look at him. That other poor prick they found dead. Kid was 23 or something.
He is feeling guilty.
That's not a mistake. No, I want another 14 gross of the model number.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were going to see him again.
They gotta be all red. Yeah, just do it, please. Thank you. Goodbye.
So they're just running this guy's business under because he owes them so much money.
When's one of these vendors gonna realize I'm never gonna pay him and call the cops?
When your credit runs out, Diamond Jim.
He could just sell the store and pay him. He's going to go out of business anyway.
Mister,
Yeah.
some man here to see you.
Oh.
The police.
Warrant. But if you don't have a warrant, could you get the out of my house? Because I'm kind of busy.
I can see that.
I want you to come down to the station to talk.
To talk.
About Matthew Bevilacqua.
Just name a time at your convenience.
On your way out, do you think you could roll the garbages down the hill? Tomorrow's pickup day.
Let's go, Harry.
So I take it they're going to have a plan and the police find out who the witness is.
What do they want?
Huh. Keep this between us, all right? You know your mother gets.
Yep.
Other than that, I haven't seen Tony in a while.
You mean besides the night Tony capped the Bevilacqua kid?
What are you talking about?
Did you me?
Yes.
If you knew Soprano was planning something and didn't tell me and didn't wear a fucking wire,
I told you no.
Yikes.
a quote-unquote husky accomplice,
That could be anybody in this group, though.
I would have burned you right now and let the judge throw away the key.
I mean, really, probably.
Don't you think it would only get me tighter with him? Raise my coinage? Make Tony forget all his suspicions?
You're a cute prick, puss. I'll give you that.
So why do they want me to go down there?
Lock you into a story, any story. So later at trial, any contradiction will sink you.
So don't tell him the story.
Procrastinate. Let me get our ducks in a row. In the meantime, keep your cool and go the speed limit.
Yeah.
What's up, Anthony? How did this happen? Midlife crisis? You can talk to me.
You need to talk to a shrink. Yeah. Go talk to a shrink.
Chris, need a ride?
No, my brother's coming to pick me up. Eric took my car to a fencing meet.
Busy parents.
I told Tony to give it right back.
I wish I could say this is the first time Dave has pulled a stunt like this, but...
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Dave's wife.
Carmela Soprano, Victor Musto.
Nice to meet you.
You too. You have a beautiful house here.
Oh, thank you.
Where do I know this guy from?
Nice meeting you.
Oh, you too. And I'm going to call about the wallpaper.
Seen that actor when he was younger in something else, but I can't place it.
Nice lady.
Don't even think about it. She's married to Tony Soprano.
Yeah, for sure.
Who her husband is doesn't matter. I respect the ring.
Especially that ring. Probably came off a dead person's finger.
Oof. Dude, your business is just gone. You know, this isn't the way to go. Just sell off your inventory and pay off what you owe.
What are you doing up there?
I'm fixing a light bulb, that's all. It glares out the one ball when I rack.
Jesus, okay.
Maybe come clean to your wife and maybe she can help you come up with a plan. Like, maybe you can sell your pool table and start paying off the interest. Downsize your house. There are things you can... The guy obviously has assets.
My Uncle Junior still has friends. And Junior thinks the world of you.
So Janice is going to get Richie killed. She is.
Well, I think of that jacket I gave your brother. And he spit on it.
Yep, here we go.
Richie, wait.
Well, Ma, if you need something, call. I'll bring it up.
Are you smoking? Listen to her. Like Rose Kennedy. With all her money to throw around.
Man, Olivia really did a number on her kids.
Because Miyagi did. I'm gonna go downtown.
Lock you into a story.
And if they do have something, why the ain't they talking to you?
This is going to make Tony suspicious, isn't it?
There's a night ball witness.
What are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
They're going to kill this poor guy.
All my friend at the station knows is that he's a civilian.
Keep a suitcase in my trunk.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Back in your office, David!
I'm opening my mail, and it's a lawsuit.
Davey, you're doing a good job.
Just sell off the store and everything in it, man, and some of the stuff in your house. You owe them, what, $80,000? It sucks, but it's doable.
Dave's been even more preoccupied than usual lately.
I mean, he's busy.
This is going to be awkward between them, obviously.
A serious gambling problem.
I am so sorry.
Thank God the store's in my name.
Oh. Oh, no.
But I'm gonna make sure we get through this.
He needs to talk to her.
He was wallpapering my dining room.
Oh, well, the dream was your subconscious telling you want to have him wallpaper your dining room, that's all.
That is not what her dream was. We all saw.
You won it for Christmas last year, remember? We couldn't get it. It was back ordered. Well, I got a great deal on it.
Yeah, he stole it from Davey.
Well, anyway, I gotta go. I'm meeting him there.
All right. Go ahead.
You have to try harder. Make plans more in advance.
You know, in my day, a boy and a girl went on a date. And your father hoped you wouldn't get too far, or else you'd get the girl knocked up, and her parents would come over and break your legs.
Yeah, that's pretty old school.
It's bittersweet, this period. You're glad that they're growing up, but you're sad to lose them.
He's got a lot more on his mind than this, though.
I could be going away.
Yeah, there we go.
For a very long time. For something I didn't do.
How does that make you feel? The idea that you might be sent to prison.
I mean, yeah, you can't get specific. It's a general conversation.
I just gotta stay around a little while longer for the kids. Especially my boy.
I've never seen you like this.
Like what?
Scared.
Yeah, very.
And I wouldn't use that word. But sometimes I feel... I don't know.
We've already covered why how he rationalizes it. I'm not the worst person.
What do you want me to do? Just let me think. Come on.
Davey's only hope is to talk to his wife and try to work out a solution. Or he should have done that a long time ago. And, not gambled away all their money.
What are you doing here?
Could ask you the same question.
It's my store.
No, it's your wife's store that you destroyed.
Hey, you're not the first guy to get busted out. This is how a guy like me makes a living. This is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
When this is over, you're free to go. You can go anywhere you want. Oh, for Christ's sake.
God, that guy is so screwed. I'm surprised Anthony's athletic at all. He seems kind of lazy.
Oh my God, that was so exciting. If I wouldn't have banged my foot on the flip turn, I would have came in second.
You were like a fish out there.
Where's Dad?
He couldn't make it.
Oh,
He called. He had a very important meeting. He'll be here next time.
this is the last meeting of the season.
Next year.
So much for spending more time, huh?
Got a safe?
Yeah, why?
Runaway money.
And if you're gone longer than the money lasts?
Don't worry, you won't have to go into your own kick. This witness can't remain nameless forever.
It's this poor guy.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no kidding. I hope they buy the guy off and not actually harm him. I'm feeling like the Wire here.
I hope you apologize to him.
I yelled at him.
Yeah, well, I saw his face the other day when he had to go to the mall when I wanted to take him to the movies.
What are you, 6 years old?
Yes.
This whole week, you're like an alien life form among us.
There's nothing wrong.
Thank you for sharing.
No one talks to their wives about their problems.
Wherever you were, it couldn't have been more important than letting your son know that you care about him.
No, only you care.
You!
Don't start this.
What's wrong with you?
Okay. Thank you, Tony, for not hitting her. He's still a terrible husband, but thank you for not hitting your wife. Maybe this is a time to tell her what's going on.
Hey.
Oh my God, you scared the shit out of me.
No, shut him off.
He's been pounding wine.
Like the duck. Sit.
I gotta go online.
Oh, come on. Sit for a minute. Come on.
Since Meadow might be the only person in his house getting along with him.
What's going on?
I just told you. The chat room.
Okay, never mind. Nobody likes Tony right now.
Do you know that I love you?
Yes.
Because your mother doesn't think I love you enough.
Can you listen to her?
Okay. This kind of worked, I guess.
You owe me. Nothing gets by you. And I know you think I'm a hypocrite.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah. She does not want this conversation. This feels very Walter White.
I smelled those sausages cooking and I wanted you to make me lunch.
You.
Guess I'm hungry for a home-cooked meal. My wife was a gourmet cook.
Christine told me about her. I'm so sorry.
Okay, the romantic tension seems real here.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's the vertical striping.
Yeah. Somebody even talked me into papering the back of the door here. I must have been out of my mind.
Oh my God.
Do something sort of plainish. Just grass cloth, maybe, or... Oh, Jesus.
I don't blame her. I'm not, like, mad at her.
So it'll never happen again.
No, of course not.
Apologize.
Okay, so you should probably get back to work.
Yeah.
This poor guy. I mean, Tony's done it 12 million times, so, you know. What she said, what his daughter said. We're all hypocrites sometimes.
Put that stuff in the bedroom. Leave the sneakers.
You want to try that one? They got lights on the bottom.
I don't wear that.
Yeah.
Poor pricky wears a pair that's wrapped with duct tape.
Too good, Junior.
Is this where he asked for permission to start screwing with the...
You don't know, June. It kills me to sit back and watch. Forget it.
This is working on him.
I'm under indictment.
Sorry, Junior. I don't want to rip open no wounds, but
I'm in no shape for disharmony.
you and I both know he's got to go.
Oh my God.
That's my nephew you're talking about. How dare you in my own home?
Come on, Junior. This guy was supposed to be laid out on Midland Avenue a year ago.
Hi. Okay, she got in. Now, is Tony going to pay for it? Or is she going to need a lot of scholarships? Okay, so she's gotten into Berkeley and NYU. I think wild guess which one her parents are going to support.
Well, what about that other place? Georgetown.
Wait list.
Yeah.
Hello?
Carmela. Big Musto.
This is an appropriate song for this call.
Since Jill, there hasn't been anyone to even talk to, you know?
Oh, I know.
I mean, I get that.
I was thinking maybe tomorrow you could send Ramon to the other job. That way you and I would have a chance to talk, and maybe, you know, on your lunch break or something.
This might be a bad idea.
Look, that sounds incredible.
Okay, then thanks. Thanks for calling. That's terrific.
And now it starts to sound professional here.
Who was that?
Yeah.
There's nobody there. Wallpaper man.
God, she's going to get this poor guy killed. I don't know. Oh, this is the witness guy. I hope they threaten him or pay him. I hope that's the end of it.
The victim has now further been identified as Matthew Bevilacqua, a Soprano family associate.
Oh, yeah.
Officials close to the investigation are keeping tight-lipped as it may involve a high-ranking mafia member.
He's going to call and be like, I don't remember anymore.
I knew it! I knew it! But you had to be the big man!
I mean, this really sucks. He's just doing the right thing.
How much did you fucking lose?
Everything.
What do you mean, everything?
Everything. For Christ's sake, Vic, everything. The savings, the business, everything.
This guy's not going to make it long on the show. Yeah.
As soon as Eric goes off to college, and by the way, he got into Georgetown today. You probably didn't know about that. But as soon as that kid's out of the house, you're packing your bags and you're keeping the away from my sister.
Yeah, that's fair.
Davey, don't tell me you blew Eric's college fund.
What a mess.
Well, I'm paying for that kid's education.
Thanks.
How could you gamble the business away? It's in my sister's name, isn't it?
I didn't gamble it away exactly.
Well, what happened?
This poor guy's going to get mixed up in this.
These two guys came to see me one night. Like, you got no idea what dead eyes means until you face these people.
This is a mess that's going to get this poor guy killed.
So this person, the witness, simply changed his or her mind?
I don't know what happened.
You don't?
What's that supposed to mean?
Just say I didn't have anything to do with it.
You know, when I was in Italy, I met somebody that reminded me of you.
Like me in what way?
Smart. You know what she said to me?
What did she say?
She told me that I'm my own worst enemy.
That's kind of a cliche, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Not like a psychic, but,
I didn't mean to sound disparaging.
well, it's a more ancient culture over there. They,
Superstitious. Yeah. It's toenails.
The question is, how do you stop?
What is the question? That's a big question.
You know what?
What?
I dodged a very big bullet. And I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Why? Because I'm a paraplegic?
My idea was for you to donate it to the Spinal Cord Injury Foundation.
Yeah, do that.
But in the meantime, you donate, you get your picture up, you inspire people a little bit.
Oh, wait, you mean be like a poster boy? Is that what you mean?
Or take the money.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay on at least somebody's good side, man.
Ramon.
Morning, Mrs.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Musto has come.
Oh. Oh, was he okay?
Oh, yeah, but he has to go to the other job.
Oh. Okay.
Was Ramon in Superbad? Ramon looked like he was the grocery store guy in Superbad. Yeah, out of business.
Mustard? Yeah, now you don't. I don't know. Come on.
That looks like a really great time, actually. I would love to go out and go deep sea fishing. I've never done it. I would love it. That's not okay. Okay, I was really thinking for the entirety of the episode that the poor guy that witnessed the murder was going to die or suffer some dire consequence or a major threat. I'm really glad it was just he figured out who he was dealing with and stepped out himself. It's sad that Tony gets away with murder. You know, you can't forget that there's consequences on these shows. Tony obviously feeling a little guilty about it, but that doesn't change the fact that he quite literally got away with murder. And the wife, the guy's wife, saying, "When you witness something like that, just stay out of it." Is a message that's appropriate for the show. I don't disagree with it for the show, but in the real world, it's kind of depressing. Fortunately, we're not in the real world on this show. So Richie and Tony are definitely heading for war. It looks like Junior is not going to back Richie on this, so that's a good thing. Richie kind of learned his lesson after season 1, and I would have thought it would have been quite a leap for him to happen again at the end of season 2. But Janice is definitely in Richie's head. Janice is just like Livia, is pure poison. And I don't know how her story ends on the show, but I feel like she is definitely pushing Richie into war with Tony, and that could be the reservation is it could be a serious risk to her. You know, she is definitely going to be in harm's way as well with this. Man, there's some serious Lady Macbeth action that happens on this show all the time, apparently. The other area of concern is the guy, Davey's brother-in-law, the one that kissed Carmela. I don't know. I mean, it might be over right between Davey and Tony. Tony said, you know, this ends when you go into bankruptcy and then you start over a clean slate. Well, we're there, obviously, right? The store is closed. So Tony probably got from what he's going to get from him, and hopefully that does mean Davey's off the hook. And probably single. I would not blame his wife for a second for going ahead and ending it, especially gambling away their son's college education. It's terrible. It was a terrible choice on his part. I mean, a lot of them were. You know, I don't want to sound unempathetic to people with gambling addiction, but man, it's almost like that guy should not have had access to a set of car keys, let alone the ability to go out and gamble on his own like this. So, yeah, I think it's appropriate that his wife leaves him, or he just leaves. He's earned it. I feel like, you know, I'm so sorry to not remembering the brother-in-law's name. But he's going to pay for Eric's education, which I also think is great. At Georgetown, that is no small thing. I mean, even if he's a genius and has a lot of scholarships. I don't know how much Georgetown costs, but it can't be cheap. They're not really Ivy League, so I don't know if Georgetown is a need-based school, but regardless, it's going to be expensive. It's a big ask for the guy, and he's going to bail out his nephew, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I hope that doesn't mean he's in any harm's way. I think his choice not to show up at Carmela's lunch, I think you feel like he has his eyes open, like, these are people I should not deal with. And I hope that's it. I really do. I hope that his decision not to go to lunch with Carmela is, you know what, I'm playing with fire here. There are consequences of dealing with these people. He's seeing them firsthand with Davey. So I hope he's gotten off the show. I really like the fact that we had Meadow tell Tony we're all hypocrites sometimes, and then we have Carmela, who is gotten on Tony, rightfully so, every time about his infidelities and his wandering eyes, and she kissed another guy. Does that make her more wrong than Tony? Absolutely not. I mean, Tony is clearly the villain of this show. He is, among many. But there is a little hypocrisy there for Carmela, right? She keeps talking about the sinning of infidelity. She's not wrong, but she's also dipped her toe in that water as well, a little bit. Again, not to the same extent. I think she is a saint compared to Tony, but she's not completely clean either. And I feel like if the guy would have shown up for lunch, we would have been right down the same path. I mean, she was really making sure she looked good there, just like she did when the priest came over. It's interesting. She was, I think back on that dinner with the priest during that wonderful college episode in season 1, the college visit one, where Tony was gone, and she did the same thing. And I think she was inviting the priest to make those advances, and he's the one who kind of stopped it. And I feel like that she would have participated willingly if he would have, and I feel like that was the same here. So yeah, there's a little bit of hypocrisy to Carmela. I would think being married to a guy like Tony Soprano, having a nice person, show an interest would be incredibly enticing. So I don't hate her either. She could probably use a little therapy herself. Because her unwillingness to ever consider divorcing Tony, even though we know deep down she probably should and has probably considered it, may even be considering it. There's a lot of projection in some of her conversations about no one should get divorced, right? So I would like to see maybe her taking, in an ideal world, she would try to take some charge of her mental well-being as well, and maybe start talking to somebody about a healthier way to look at what's going on in her marriage and her relationships and with herself. But I don't know that we're ever going to get there. I don't know if Tony would support her if she wanted to. But I like the fact that I just thought that there was a lot of potential for good people in this episode to really be in harm's way, as collateral damage. And in this episode, it seems like we've avoided that. Then, no, I'm not counting Davey as one of those good people. He's not great. I don't think he deserves to die. I think he deserves to be alone and bankrupt, which seems to be where he is. That seems like an appropriate consequence for his bad behavior. Not that, who am I to judge? But there should be consequences to some of the really terrible decisions he's made and terrible things he's done. And it looks like there are. That doesn't mean he deserves, a fatal consequence. So hopefully we're kind of done with Davey, with Davey's brother-in-law, with that whole storyline. And I like the fact that Sal, it looks like he wasn't wearing a wire in that conversation with Tony. Late night, they got together to talk about the witness and the murder and everything. And I'm assuming Sal didn't record that and turn it into the FBI. So I stand on my prediction that Sal's never going to turn on Tony to the FBI. Not any serious way that's going to help them get a real conviction of murder or racketeering or anything that's actually going to be a big consequence. But I guess we still have plenty to see moving forward. The first season was 13 episodes. This is 10, so I assume we're kind of heading towards the end of season 2. I haven't looked, but look forward to the next one. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'll catch you then.